and then I'll be
All
like,
right. So yeah, so Rory McDonald, bro. I mean, like, I don't understand if he's done or not. And we'll get into that. We're live though. We're live, and let's get into the show. Welcome to the fifth episode of Fight Culture Podcast. I am Jay Fonzarelli, and of course, joined with me is Javier Medina, as always. What's up with you? How have you been?
hey man, I've been good. Definitely a lot of MMA to catch up on. We messed up last week. We didn't even mention Bellator. We didn't pick any fights.
Yeah, especially with Rory fighting, right? We didn't even mention it.
I couldn't believe I overlooked that.
There was a slip there, and I think it was not purposely, but it was like one of those things where in the back of your mind you knew about the fight, but you didn't really care because his opponent was John Fitch, none other than the most boring fighter ever
of all time.
I
mean,
know
what? I did forget that it was happening, and you know what? It has to be because it was John Fitch.
Yeah, and anybody out there, if you're a big John Fitch fan, first of all, I'm sorry for you, but I really don't like watching him fight, man. Like, the guy is so boring. Like, when he is the epitome of lay and pray. The epitome.
If you're a John Fitch fan, first of all, you're lying. And secondly, who I don't we were talking about this last night. I don't like it when MMA fans boo when guys get to grappling. You know, I think it shows your ignorance in the sport, and just it shows you that maybe what you want to watch is maybe kickboxing, not MMA, right? However, if you boo John Fitch, I applaud you for booing John Fitch and joining me in booing John Fitch, because this is just straight up stalling. It's not grappling, it's stalling. You're laying on a guy for 25 minutes with pitter-patter punches and just boring the crowd and everyone to death. And I don't want to sound, I mean, I do sound disrespectful. I don't want to disrespect John Fitch, but man.
Well, I do want to disrespect him because he's a boring fighter, okay? And I know, look, I'm not a fighter, but I couldn't do what they do. But at the same time, I know damn well if I was training and if I was fighting, I wouldn't be John Fitch, damn it. That just wouldn't be me. I couldn't do what he does and expect to be paid. It is so boring. You know what, John? Go find a wrestling match. Go deal with that or something. This is not for me. I've never liked watching him fight, and this is one of the biggest reasons why I wasn't really impressed with this upcoming fight with Rory. And I think in the back of our minds, that's what it was, Meds. We just kind of erased it from our memory.
It has to be. That has to be. And you know what? While we're on the topic, let's talk about the fight.
Oh, yeah.
Firstly, did you think it was a draw?
No.
Who did you think won the fight?
Unfortunately, by MMA rules, and there's unfortunately by the rules, you know, the takedowns always, for some reason, mean a lot to the judges, even when they don't do anything, right? I could see why they made it a draw, but I would have given it to Rory just because, you know, even though he didn't pull the trigger, as he says, and we'll get to that. I would have given it to Rory. I don't know about you.
I agree 100%. Even though John Fitch did have a lot of control time, was on top for a while, Rory, when they were on the feet, he beat the crap out of John Fitch. He had him nearly finished at one point, and yeah, he just did way more damage than John Fitch. John Fitch didn't do any damage, so that to me means that you won the fight. You know, so you can't lay on top of me for 15 minutes, but then I beat you up for 10, and then claim you beat me in a fight. No, I beat you up. You lost the fight. So yeah, I gave it to Rory. And good thing he's advancing in the tournament because he gets to keep the belt, you know, because who wants to see John Fitch in this tournament anyway, right?
True. So, that part is true, but is it really a good thing that we get to see Rory advance, especially with his mindset now, right?
Let's talk about that. You got the clip of him?
Yeah, let's play this clip. Now, just to set this up, folks, this is right after he got the draw and he was told that he was moving on. This was his cage interview. So listen to him here because it doesn't sound right.
I landed some good stuff in there, but I don't know, something is just, it's hard to sometimes pull the trigger now. I guess I don't have that that killer inside. I don't know. It's really hard to explain, but I hesitate a little bit now. I don't know what to say. It wasn't my best performance.
Are you all right? So let's talk about that. He can't pull the trigger, okay? And you know that alone is bad enough, right? But what he goes on to say here, and I want to find it. It seems kind of odd because it gets even worse here, I think. Do you want to play the rest of this, Meds?
Go ahead, man.
Where he talks about
That you're changing as a fighter?
Yeah, as a man, I feel like God has really called me the last little while, and I don't know. He's changed my spirit, changed my heart, and it takes a certain spirit to come in here and put a man through pain and stuff. And I don't know if I have that same drive to hurt people anymore.
All right, now that's all I need to hear.
Yeah,
that is nuts. Like, look, I understand you found God, Rory. That's great. A lot of people who feel the need to go to God and feel like they have a different purpose in life. If it's good for them, fine. But in this sport here, okay, if you no longer have the will to hurt another man, it's not for you anymore. Hang it up.
Yeah, it sounds like he's maybe like outgrown the game,
Yeah, it's sad because Rory McDonald at one time was one of the, let's face it, one of the best in the world in his division.
Yeah.
He was in the top 10, top 5 at one time. He was champion. He was a really good fighter. And I thought I saw a lot of potential in him in the future. This is going back years, but to see him come to this, I would have never guessed. I would have never guessed that this would become Rory McDonald. I don't know about you, bro.
No, same here. I don't know what to attribute, this change of heart in him. He says he's found God. It could be, he's been doing this since he was 16 years old. His professional debut was at 16 years old. That means he's not even 30 yet, and he's already been fighting for 13 years. That's a long time to be putting beatings on people and also taking beatings. He's taken some beatings that will change your life. That Robbie Lawler fight, he fought Robbie Lawler twice.
Indeed.
That second fight was bananas, and he sustained an insane amount of damage just in that one fight alone. And I get it, man. He's given it all to MMA, and if he thinks that he can keep fighting with this mentality, he's wrong. If this is what he feels, then he should just hang it up right now because he's gonna get hurt in there.
Yeah, most definitely, especially against better guys. I mean, John Fitch, luckily for him, Mr. Lamprey did what he does and didn't really hurt him. So it's crazy. Look, I wish nothing but the best for him, but if this is his mindset going forward, I don't see him winning this tournament even.
No. Neiman Gracie is his next opponent, and that's in like 6 weeks. It's going to be tough to make that turnaround, especially what he just said. He might get submitted by Neiman Gracie, man. And Neiman Gracie is a relative unknown.
Yeah.
Known to us, but the regular person out there doesn't know who the hell Neiman Gracie is. So.
Yeah, I feel that he could possibly be beat in that fight. So,
and if he advances, he has to fight the winner of Lima MVP, and I think Lima would beat him in the rematch.
Yeah, definitely. Douglas Lima is great. So
he's an animal, man. Shout out to his little brother, Diego. Got a win in the UFC this weekend. Nice. So you want to run down the rest of Bellator, or do you not?
You know what? Let's move on and talk about UFC Fort Lauderdale. Of course, we had our picks here. This is where we had our picks. Mm-hmm. And let's start off with Arlovsky versus Sakai. I had picked Arlovsky by TKO in round 3. That did not happen, sir. You had picked Sakai. I remember that. So you pretty much got the W here. I think you might have picked a finish, but this was of course a decision win by Sakai. And Terrible fight. Exactly. It was really bad. It was almost like here we had two heavyweights that didn't pull the trigger. It was boring. It was boring.
Yeah. Arlovsky might want to think about hanging him up as well.
Dude, I've been saying that for years about Arlovsky, but just because I didn't know who Sakai was, when we were talking about this fight, that's why I picked Arlovsky. So, but he lost by split decision, mind you, because it was very back and forth, if you want to call that. It was boring. Anyway, let's move on. Let's talk about the Cookie Monster herself, Carla Esparza. So apparently Esparza won the decision here. Now, at first she was supposed to fight Souza, but she dropped, and we got Jandiroba instead.
I picked Souza, didn't I, too?
You picked Souza. I picked Souza as well. But Esparza won, and this is a wash. This doesn't count against us.
Yeah, the opponent changed.
So yeah, opponent change, and of course, this was a decision win by Esparza. And funny, I think going into this fight, though, even with the change in opponent here, I think Esparza was not the favorite here. Does that surprise you at all?
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me because she gets like really disrespected. You kind of roasted her last week on the show yourself. Actually.
Yeah.
You said you had no faith in her, and I mean, I picked against her too. I mean, I would have thought she was the favorite, even going up against Souza. I was just going up against her. I was surprised, especially Verna Jandiroba that was her UFC debut.
Mm-hmm.
She was a champion over in Invicta, undefeated, but still, Carla Esparza was the UFC champ. So.
Yeah, but you can't sleep on those Invicta fighters. They've got some really, really great fighters there. So
yeah. I mean, Carla came from Invicta as well. She was the champ over there as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's very decorated.
So from here on out, I mean, look, I don't expect big things from Esparza. I really don't. It's just, she'll be one of those run-of-the-mill fighters, throw her on a card, fighting against whoever. Just I don't know. I find it a filler fight. That's what I find.
Think she wins enough to stay in the top 10, though.
Yeah, but I find her fights like filler fights. It's just something to throw in there in the mix with women's MMA. And I'm not disrespecting women's MMA. I like a lot of these women in MMA. Some of them are very, very talented. I just don't think she's.
You don't really like her.
Yeah, I just don't think she's one of them.
She's a little wrestler. That's all she's got, really.
Yeah. But let's talk about a much better fight. Let's talk about the Lineker-Sandhagen fight.
Okay.
All right. So both of us picked Lineker by KO, Meds. And we were both wrong. Sandhagen pulls off the decision win. Did you agree with that?
I did. I did agree with it.
Yeah, me too.
Really?
Yeah. No, I agree.
Really?
Yeah.
Didn't you text me saying that you did not agree with that?
I watched it back over, and I agree.
Okay.
Yeah, because I told you I was like in and out of the fight. I was going back and forth between Bellator and that fight, and I thought, but from the little bits I saw here and there, I thought Lineker won it or could have won it. I was wrong. Watching it back, you can't just go back and forth between two fights and call a fight that way.
Yeah.
That's why I told you that in the text as well. Well, I got to check it out again. But yeah, I watched it back over, and Lineker did. I mean, Sandhagen did win that fight on points. Sadly, though, he won because, I mean, I like Lineker. I like his KOs, and we just didn't get that. Like Sandhagen, though, props to him. He played it smart. He fought a good fight and got that W, man.
Yeah, Lineker. Usually, because the thing is with Lineker, he's got one thing that he does, and that's throw left hooks and right hooks. And usually those KO guys, they can't take too many, but Corey took a ton of them and was not going down. Corey kept his distance, landed a lot of volume on him, confused him at times, kind of styled on him a little bit. It was a good fight, entertaining. Corey looked really good in there, man. I'm really excited for him going forward.
And of course, we had also on the card Glover Teixeira versus Cutelaba. I don't remember. I think we both picked Teixeira here. I picked TKO, but of course, it was not a TKO win for Teixeira. It was actually a submission win in round 2. What did you think about that?
I remember watching this fight. I thought this fight was a lot of fun, man. I think I picked Glover as well. I think it was first round KO. Again, wrong, but still, he won the fight. It was so fun, man. Young Cutelaba, man, he throws hard. He throws like he thinks he can't be knocked out. That's how he throws.
And that's exactly why I picked Teixeira to win this fight by KO, is because I thought Cutelaba would just throw caution to the wind, throw those haymakers, and get caught. That's what I was thinking.
I remember when they went to the ground, he gave up his back. I'm like, yeah, it's over. He's giving up because Glover dominated this guy. You know, when he found his groove. It was a fun first round, but good on Glover. He's not dead yet.
No, he's not. He is getting older. I'm not sure how old he is now, but definitely getting older. He's got a lot of fights under his belt, and he's still got it though. He's still winning. So
yeah. Cutelaba was no joke. That was a good win.
Yeah. All right. So Mike Perry versus the Cowboy Oliveira. Now, I believe you might have picked Oliveira in this one. I picked Perry. I picked it by TKO in the third, but that did not happen. Perry won by decision instead. So I kind of got a little W here. Look, I thought the fight was very fun, though. I thought it was good back and forth. Lots of damage given to each. It was a fun fight. What did you think about it?
You summed it up like basically perfect. It was a Mike Perry fight. It was an Alex Oliveira fight, and there was even some grappling involved. That was wow, man. It was pretty crazy.
Were you surprised that none of them got TKO'd? Or
I was really surprised because they both had the other hurt real bad at times. Alex Oliveira sometimes was just putting some combos on him. It was back and forth, but Perry hits hard, man. That's the difference right there.
Yeah,
the power from Perry is crazy. Even though his attack is limited, he just hits so hard, man. And you saw that slam. He slammed him so hard he fell back. He's a wild man. Platinum Mike Perry. He's a wild man, bro. He's never gonna be champ, but I watch every time he fights.
That's what I was going to get into. Mike Perry is a fun fighter to watch. This is one of those guys. Again, unlike Carla Esparza, this is a fighter that won't ever really get that belt. But even though he's thrown on a card against whoever, it doesn't matter who it is. It's always going to be a fun fight with Mike Perry, and that is the difference there.
That's the goal.
I like watching fighters who are very active and give us good fights. And Mike Perry, honestly, he rarely ever disappoints, if ever. So good for Mike Perry. I'm glad he won that fight.
Yeah, me too. He's fallen on hard times kind of lately.
Yeah, I heard about that. It's crazy. But hey, you got a W here. So do you know who got the bonuses? I didn't ever look after.
Actually, they got fight of the night right there. Mike Perry, Alex Oliveira.
Figured they would. Yeah.
I don't even know who got the other bonuses actually.
Well, let's talk about the Greg Hardy fight. Finally fighting Smolikov. So I picked Hardy to win this fight, right?
I don't think we picked this fight.
Yeah, we did. I picked Hardy.
Did I pick Smolikov? There's no way I picked that guy.
Yeah, you did. You picked against Greg Hardy. You didn't want Greg Hardy. You did not want Greg Hardy to win. Okay. And I understand why. I totally get you. All right. I picked him by decision. That didn't happen though. It was TKO first round. I'm not high on Greg Hardy. I'm really not. I don't think the guy is great at all. But look, against the guy I've never even heard of. I mean, we played it on that show.
Who the fuck is that guy?
And that's why we picked. I picked against him. I don't know why you picked Smolikov, but you did.
Oh, that fight was terrible. That guy is terrible. The Smolikov guys. I mean, you have to be real terrible to lose to Greg Hardy because Greg Hardy's pretty bad himself.
Such disrespect, Meds.
What?
I get it.
Dana White was like, yo, this guy's got 9 wins. I want to see the 9 guys he beat. I don't believe this.
By the way, I want to say what's up to the chat. If you ever watch us live, we appreciate it. But if you're listening back to this, we do have a live chat. Usually we're on every Sunday at 1 p.m. West Coast time, 4 p.m. East Coast. today we had to come on a Monday because unfortunately I had to work this weekend. So we're late, but we're here. And we usually announce this ahead of time if something changes, but we do a live show here. We try to get a live show in anyways. If we can't, we will record. But anyways, we're here, and I want to say what's up to BitCloud Gaming in the chat, and also Light Vo. I can't pronounce that. Anyway, we're glad you're here. And we agree. Mike Perry and Cowboy always bring it. So, anyways, so next up, what did we have? We had
The main event.
of course, the main event. Jacare Souza against Jack Hermanson. And boy, were we were right. We were right here. Not exactly 100% right, but we were right. Jack Hermanson wins by decision. I picked him by sub. That did not happen, but man.
I'm pretty sure I picked Jacare.
No, did you pick Jacare?
I think I did.
Oh, you may have. Okay, so I think I got more W's this week than you.
Yeah, man.
How the tides have turned.
Hey, man, they clock's right twice a day.
And this is the thing. This is the thing about fights. Anything can happen. But Jack Hermanson, man, did his thing and fought smart. I thought I thought that this was the smartest he could have fought Jacare. I really think he went in with the best game plan. What do you think?
I can't believe this happened to Jacare. I was watching that fight the entire time thinking this next one's going to knock this fool out. And it never happened. I can't believe Jack Hermanson beat Jacare Souza.
He stayed away just enough to avoid those big punches. Like I said, he fought tall. He fought very well, even when it went to the ground. Dude, like I couldn't believe he took down. I think he took down Jacare 3 times.
Yeah.
Which is the most Jacare's ever been taken down, I believe.
I was very impressed with everything, man. He's skilled everywhere, man. I didn't see this coming from him at all.
Dude, I was sitting there and I at first I was about to pick Jacare. And then I even told you, I said, but I'm gonna go with Hermanson just because like I like Hermanson. I want to see this guy do well.
I mean, the guy is a real likable guy, and the submission, he almost called Jacare in that submission. That was crazy.
Yeah,
I couldn't believe it.
But almost doesn't count.
Almost doesn't. I mean, listen, anybody else would have gotten caught. Jacare finagled his way out of there. It was banana. I couldn't believe he did that as well. These guys are just incredible, man. The way that Jack Hermanson was able to he held his own. Not only held his own, but even got the better of Jacare on the ground on multiple occasions.
Yeah.
Oh man, he's going places.
I think so, man. Because again, Jacare is one of the old guards, but he's a good old guard. He's a great old guard. This guy is still fantastic and in fantastic shape. Dude didn't let up. The whole fight, it seemed like Jacare was never tired, so that wasn't the issue. Mm-hmm. It was strictly because Hermanson came in with a great game plan and executed it very well.
Mm-hmm.
And
I want to ask you 2 questions about that right there. So, firstly, where does Jacare go from here? What does he do next?
It's kind of bittersweet, right? Because Jacare was supposed to fight for the belt after this, but that no longer is in motion. That he goes to the back of the line, unfortunately, and that sucks for him. Because this is a guy who's worked towards it for years and who's deserved it. Yeah. But along comes Jack Hermanson and says, nah, not today. And at this age, you're going to the back of the line. I just don't see it in the cards for him anymore. That's why I say it's bittersweet.
Yeah, I think the door may have been closed right there on Jacare's title hopes.
Yeah, and again, it sucks because I like the guy. The guy's a great fighter. It's just, as somebody in the chat said, this is like MMA math. It's hard to pick fights, right?
Yeah. You can't think, oh, this guy beat that guy, so he'll lose to this guy. It never works out that way ever.
No.
You know, so
And as for Jack Hermanson, you look at
yeah,
him,
where does he go? What's next for him?
He is on a 4-fight win streak, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And he's fought some decent guys here. Talis Latis, David Branch, now Souza. I don't know who Gerald Mearshard is. Oh, yeah, I do. But not the greatest there. But
No
wins, bro.
Those are 3 good wins right there, especially those last 2. And he got those like 3 weeks apart too.
Yeah.
He just beat Branch the other day.
And it's funny because, well, his last loss, if it wasn't for Thiago Santos with a TKO on him, he would have had a 7-fight win streak. That's what stopped it. There was Thiago Santos, but Santos he's a beast on the feet.
So what do we get? What do we give Hermanson next? Who's even in the way? Maybe Gastelum.
That would be an interesting fight. That would really be interesting. I'd say Gastelum might catch him though.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think
we need to find some way to get middleweight moving, because we only have like this 3-man ring up there with
and plus I don't really like to see Gastelum at middleweight anyway, but
yeah,
he seems to want to be there.
He is right there though, knocking on the door of another title shot if he gets a couple more wins. Let's see. Hans?
Yeah, I'm here.
I'm sorry, man. All right, so UFC Fight Night. Where was that? Sunrise, Florida.
Yeah,
that's done with. Brazilian Cowboy fought on that card.
Mm-hmm.
The actual Cowboy fights this Saturday.
Yep.
In Ottawa, Canada. Ottawa. I don't even know where that is.
It's in Canada.
Oh, thank you. we got a couple good ones here. I want to pick three fights.
Before we get into that, I want to talk about the news real quick.
All right, cool.
So you were telling me that Tony Ferguson, his wife, is no longer using that restraining order. She's pulling it.
Yeah.
Okay, so things are looking better for Tony Ferguson all the way around.
Yeah, it seems that way. I saw a picture of him with his son on Instagram. He took him to a baseball game, I think it was. Looks like things are getting better, man. Hopefully, he's able to return sooner than I thought.
No, that's great news, man. I really wanted to hear that from him and from her. I think that's fantastic. Tony Ferguson's one of our favorite fighters, so it's great to hear that things are looking good, not only in the octagon for him, but at home. Because without it being okay at home, you're not going to get 100% Tony Ferguson in the cage. So that's great news. What was the other news item we have to talk about? You were talking. Oh yes, Tito Ortiz.
I want to talk about the most active retired fighter of all time.
Tito Ortiz, folks. Mr. Retired, coming back. Retired, coming back. How many times is this guy going to retire, bro?
He's still retired now,
dude. Who did he sign with recently?
Combate Americas. You know Combate Americas?
No, but I'm sure that they don't care if you're on the juice or anything else, right?
I mean, they got money over there. They're doing their thing in Latin America,
Yeah.
They're on Univision, they have a TV deal. They're getting out there. They're on the zone too.
But again, no USADA involved, no nothing like that.
Oh, none of that. Come on now.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Because I mean, look, a retired, Tito needs that TRT, bro.
Oh, hell yeah.
It's funny.
Who's he gonna fight now, though? I mean, how many old guys are out there for him to fight? He already knocked out Chuck Liddell the other day.
I just don't care.
Who are they gonna make him fight?
I just don't care.
Oh man, so you're telling me you're not gonna watch?
Dude, of course I'm gonna watch because I'm a degenerate. All right, I'm a degenerate, and I love train wrecks. I love them, but yeah, it's just, dude, it's Tito Ortiz, bro. And yes, he fought the Iceman himself, but come on, that wasn't the Iceman. That's not the Iceman we knew.
That was a terrible event, man.
That was so bad.
Did you pay for that?
No, of course not. But I'm a degenerate and I did watch it. I won't say how, but I watched it. Okay. I saw it.
You know, at a friend's house.
Yeah. At a friend's house where he bought it. Of course. But yeah, I mean, are you excited for a Tito Ortiz match?
You know what? I am. I really am.
Geez.
Tito Ortiz is hilarious, man. And you know, I'm down for the cringe trash talk and you know, the terrible boxing. You know, I'm down for all that. You know, the flames on the shorts. I'm ready, man.
Damn. Oh man.
I want them to find a real old dude. Like, bring back Guy Metzger.
So, in the chat, we have somebody saying that Chael wants another crack after that last debacle. You want to see Chael fight him again?
Hell no. I mean that would be funny, but no. I mean, Chael's boring himself, and no.
Chael is not boring. Maybe in the cage,
he's a boring fighter.
Okay, but yeah, Chael's definitely not boring. He's that dude is smart. And he knows how to sell a fight. So let's go ahead and get into these picks now because I'm done talking about Tito.
Hey man, you do not disrespect Huntington Beach bad boy, okay?
Oh geez, you went there with the Huntington Beach bad boy.
All right. You better fall back.
Oh man.
All right, so there's a lot of fights on this one. This one's on ESPN Plus, May 4th. But there's 3 notable ones here that I like. I like a lot of these guys here, right? So
all right.
In a featherweight fight, we got Cub Swanson, Killer Cub, versus Shane Burgos. That's my guy right there from the Bronx, a Tiger Showman guy. Who you got?
Who the fuck is that guy?
How dare you?
Yeah, you say that's your guy from the Bronx. I don't know him.
How dare you?
So you know, I'm gonna go against him by decision.
Okay. All right. Why?
Just because I don't know this guy. I'll be honest.
You know what? Just for that.
You're going to go for him now.
I got Hurricane Shane Burgos, my second round TKO. Cub Swanson is washed.
Oh, you do not disrespect
and it's time for him to start jobbing out for the future guys like Shane Burgos. Shane Burgos is coming for that number 10 next to Swanson's name.
Swanson will be back better than ever in this fight, just to destroy your man. Now I'm changing it. It's no longer a decision. This is going to go TKO his way in the 3rd.
All right. We'll see, man. We'll see you next week. Okay. So in the co-main event, we got Derek Brunson, who is one of the funniest fighters, man. Just what happens to him in the cage is just so funny. Versus Elias Theodoro, number 13. The main event.
I'm definitely going for Brunson.
Why? Explain your pick.
I think he's a better fighter than Elias. And also I don't really like Elias that much. No disrespect, but maybe a little. I'm going for Brunson. I think TKO round 2. Brunson's great on the feet, man. Got good hands.
All right, so Elias Theodoro, honestly, man, if you watch him fight, he looks like he doesn't know how to fight at all. It's crazy. But he wins a lot of fights. Like, he has a pretty good record. I think he's like 14-4 or something like that. He has a pretty good record.
He's fought a lot of cans, bro.
I mean, who hasn't, you know?
I guess, yeah.
But yeah, he has a funky style. Not athletic. I don't know how he wins fights. I'm gonna keep it real with you. And Derek Brunson knocks guys out, and then he also gets KTFO'd himself, you know, frequently, kind of.
It's either or, but when you do that math, okay, and I know MMA math doesn't make sense, but if you do the math here and you say you got a fighter that's not very good on the feet, you got another one that is good on the feet, I'm going with the guy that is good on the feet.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Derek Brunson, 1st round KO.
Okay. Smart. I'm going 3rd, but that's cool.
Yeah, Derek Brunson. We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, no, you're right.
All right.
You could be 100% right here. So
let's go to this main event, because this main event is just this is a fight fan's dream right here.
All right.
So we've got Donald Cowboy Cerrone versus Raging Al Iaquinta, lightweight. Number 4 versus number 8. Kind of sounds like a number 1 contender kind of type deal.
Mm-hmm.
Who you got?
Raging Al Iaquinta. I like Iaquinta in this fight. I think he'll pull it off. I think he'll get the decision win. Going decision.
All right. No faith in Cowboy? What's up, man?
I love Cowboy. Cowboy's my dude, okay? But if there's one thing that I think Cowboy's good off his back now that I'm thinking about it. So I don't know if Iaquinta would want to take him down. Man, yeah. It's a tough one, bro. It's a tough one because Iaquinta has looked great. Cowboy, he's getting older. He's still looking good. I love Cowboy, but I'm still going to go Iaquinta decision.
All right, so I love both these guys. Fucking Cowboy, man. Cowboy beats everybody up. If he doesn't, it's really exciting the way he gets beat up. Like, it's always exciting with Cowboy, man. And he's always fighting like 4 or 5 times a year. Al Iaquinta's from New York, so I got to go with Al Iaquinta. I can't go against the guy from New York. And also, Al Iaquinta is just a beast. He's up and coming. Well, not up and coming. He's been around a while, but now he's making that title push. Yeah,
and you got to remember, one of the things you have to remember too is Iaquinta went 5 rounds with Khabib Nurmagomedov.
Khabib, yeah.
That's huge. And let's be honest, I don't remember. It's been a while since I remember a time, if at all. I don't know if Al has ever been TKO'd or KO'd. I don't think he had, dude. I'm thinking hard here, and I can't remember that. Decision losses, submission losses, yes, but not KOs, bro. And that's I think where Cowboy would have his best shot. And against Iaquinta, that's out, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Al all day, bro. And it hurts me to say because I am a huge fan of Cowboy Cerrone. Cowboy Cerrone, I go way back to the WEC days, watching his freaking classic fights, man. Over there, man, he was a beast. Remember those classic fights with Benson Henderson? Just amazing fights.
Oh yeah, they fought I think 3 times,
dude. Insane fights. But yeah, Al Iaquinta.
I got Al here by 4th round TKO.
Oh, you're going TKO, yeah.
The body too. He's gonna start off to the body. He's gonna
all right.
Dig in there. He's gonna take Donald out.
All right. We got anything else you want to pick or?
Let me see. Last week, man, we forgot Bellator. I couldn't believe we did that. We better make sure we get our ducks in a row before we get out of here.
Yeah, let's go ahead and make sure that we are good.
No MMA going on, really.
Yeah, but hey, I think the following week we have a huge card. Do we not?
You're talking about UFC. Oh, you're talking about UFC in Brazil. That's gonna be pretty awesome.
Yeah, pretty good card, man. And then of course in June we get the really big card.
Which one's that? Oh, you're talking about John Jones.
John Jones and
Holly Holm versus
dude,
Amanda Nunes. Yeah.
Stacked card. So happy for that.
Oh, before we get out of here, so Bellator also made it official. It's gonna happen in Madison Square Garden. I'm gonna try to get tickets to that because
nice.
It'd be pretty awesome. So they're gonna be in Madison Square Garden on June, and I think it's June 14th or something like that. And it's going to be Rory McDonald versus Neiman Gracie in the main event. And then the co-main event is Kyoji Horiguchi from Ryzen is coming over. Because remember, Bellator had sent over their 135-pound champion at Ryzen.
That's right.
Fight their guy. And then their guy won. So now he's coming over to Bellator to fight for the Bellator title. And that's going to be the co-main event. And that's going to be at the Garden. So I'm really excited about that. That's going to be awesome.
I really like the way they're doing that. You know, I like those trade fights. It's cool. It's a cool thing. And I think, and I've said it before, I think on our first episode that I'd like to see the UFC get involved in that.
Yeah, that's really dope. And the way that Scott Coker set it up, he said that it's in the contract that if Kyoji Horiguchi wins, he has to come back to Bellator at least once a year to defend the belt. So you can't just win the belt and just bounce with it, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So that makes it work.
Yeah, most definitely. All right. Well, that's good news. Yeah, short show today, but not much to talk about. But I had fun, and I hope you guys had fun as well listening to us. You want to go ahead and close the show, Mitz?
I'm gonna leave it to you, Fonz. I'm about to fall asleep today, man. It's been a long day.
Oh man, yeah, it's been long for all of us this weekend. Like I said, I've got no day off this weekend. Had to work through the weekend, and well, anyways, guys. As usual, you can call us and leave a voicemail. Leave a voicemail. We want to hear from you at 747-344-4863 or 747-FIGHT-ME, if that's easier for you to remember. Give us a call, leave a voicemail, and we will read it or play it right here live on the show next week. And yes, we will be back Sunday, 1 p.m. West Coast time, 4 p.m. East Coast time next week. Until then, you guys have a great evening and a great rest of the week, and hopefully a great MMA weekend. You can follow us at Fight Culture Pod on Twitter, and follow Meds over here at The Real Meds _ and me on Twitter at JFonzrelli. Until next time, guys.